as a client said, you don't know what you don't know. And so it's like you kind of, depending on what you're exposed to initially with horses, the more you, if you choose to do so and you peel back the layers and you start looking at these behaviors or these dramatic moments or these unexpected moments that people talk about or these exciting stories. And I don't mean fun exciting, but I mean like, wow, oh my gosh, I survived the ride type of exciting. And you start going, okay, well, where is this coming from? Like, why is there a whole variety of horses that is displaying all of this chaos? You know, if you've ever been through a barn, maybe at feeding time, and you notice the chaos, like the stall banging, or maybe pacing or weaving, or maybe one horse is kicking at the wall that his buddy shares, or, you know, there's just the kind of this crazy energy that unfortunately at a lot of facilities there is. If that is all you were ever exposed to as far as like what horses do at feeding time, that is going to be your perception of that's just normal. That's just how horses are. And it's not until you wind up, if you have the opportunity, going to a different place where maybe you see the gator driving out in the field and the horses are standing nicely and they come over and everyone is asked to wait and they can wait politely and not kicking and biting at each other and going crazy. And a pile of feed can be dropped and then another pile and they can mosey off to it and there's no chaos and no squealing. But if you don't know that that's possible, then what you've been exposed to, which is the constant chaos of these horses banging and clanging in the barn, you're going to think is normal. And so if you wind up with a horse that you're interacting with or that you own, and it's in that situation offering those behaviors, you won't usually have any sort of questioning as to why the horse is doing that, or that it could be different, or how come so many of these horses are living in a such anticipative state that it's creating these dangerous and dramatic behaviors every single time we're feeding the horse. If you think about that, that means at least 2 to 3 times a day, every single day of these horses' lives, they're going through this getting ramped up, anticipative, high tense, defensive, you know, physically dramatic, potentially dangerous behaviors over and over and over and over again. And if that's how they are at feeding time, how are they the rest of the time? How are they when other things come up that trigger their anticipation or that trigger their defensiveness? And again, these are the sort of things that people often don't connect. Well, what does feeding time have anything to do with my horse's behavior when I catch it? Or when the unexpected plastic bag goes blowing by because the wind has picked up the trash and I'm sitting on my horse, you know? Or like so many people don't connect that horse behavior is always horse behavior. It doesn't matter the certain circumstance or situation. So if we're seeing this anticipation or if we are seeing chaos in the horse and we're not going to go, okay, wait a minute, time out. Where are things falling apart? Where is this starting from in that horse? Why is he starting in this defensive state? Then we are basically leaving the horse to again take over to how he copes, which doesn't mean it's a safe or good decision, but he's going to offer these behaviors that are bigger and more dramatic. And so you'll start to see the bigger, more dramatic, maybe at the horse who used to load in the trailer, but as he gets more defensive about the ride that happens after you haul out somewhere, now maybe he's slower to walk towards the trailer. Then he starts stopping as you're heading towards the trailer. Then he starts not loading as you know, it takes longer and longer to get him in. Then it takes more pressure and it seems like he's doing less. Then it seems like he's blowing up. And people will go, but what does that sort of behavior have to do with maybe the horse who's, you know, swinging his head around every time you go to tighten the cinch? The cinch video I did this week or last week, I did 2 of them. It seemed to be a big hit for a lot of folks. So just as a side note, you might want to go back and watch that. But where we're not connecting how many times the horse is offering us chaos. And because it's so unfortunately normalized, oh, that's just what horses do. Oh, he's just anticipative. Oh, he's just excited. Oh, he's just this. Oh, he has a bad attitude. He's just grumpy. Like all of these human ego-based, I'm going to say categories, nobody's ever going, do we ever see a horse that is mentally present and physically soft and calm as the human is interacting with it? And that's one of those things where as you start to ask questions like that, you start to peel back the layers and go, okay, so wait a minute, where are things falling apart as far as the quality and the communication that's leaving these horses basically in this chaotic state? Why is it that each thing the human is doing, so many of these horses are triggered to offer these unwanted behaviors?